Picture this. You're right there, one step away from the thing you've been working toward for months, maybe years. That promotion you've been quietly chasing. That business you finally dared to start. That person who makes you feel like maybe, just maybe, you found someone who really gets you. Or maybe it's simpler. You're finally, genuinely happy for the first time in a long time. It's all in front of you. You can almost taste it. And then it happens. Not a dramatic collapse. Not some big disaster. Just a shift. A tightening in your chest. That cold, familiar wave of dread rolling through you. And a voice, your own voice, sliding in from the back of your mind. You don't deserve this. You're a fraud. Any second now they'll find out. This is going to come crashing down. So you pause. You take a break from that project. You send that text you know will start a fight. You find a reason, any reason, to step back from the finish line. And you tell yourself, it's just not the right time. Why? Why do you do this? Why do we get in our own way exactly when life is about to get good? I'm going to tell you something that might feel uncomfortable at first, and then deeply freeing. This isn't because you're weak. It isn't because you're broken. And it isn't because you lack discipline or drive. It's because your own mind, in the most ironic twist possible, has been trying to protect you. And the very instinct that once kept you safe is now keeping you small. But before I tell you what's really going on, let's walk into the shadows together and spot the traps, because they almost never look like traps at first. Sometimes it shows up as procrastination, not laziness, but something much more clever. You plan to launch that business just as soon as you finish perfecting the website. You mean to study for that certification right after you reorganize your workspace. You open your laptop to work, and 3 hours later, you know the complete mating rituals of emperor penguins. Delaying gives you a built-in excuse. If you never give 100%, you never have to face the possibility that 100% wasn't enough. It's safer to say, I ran out of time than I wasn't good enough. Other times, it looks like perfectionism, a gilded cage. You tell yourself you can't apply for that job until your resume is flawless. You can't release your podcast until it sounds like a Hollywood studio production. You tweak the first 10% of a project for weeks, and the other 90% never sees daylight. If you never put your work out there, it can never be judged. And if it's never judged, you can never fail. Then there's the relentless inner voice, negative self-talk. It takes a compliment and crushes it into dust. They're just being polite. It takes a small mistake and turns it into a prophecy. See, you always mess up. It replays old embarrassments like your brain is Netflix, on demand, all day every day. And the more you hear it, the more you believe it's the truth, when really, it's just the worst sports commentator narrating your life. And sometimes, the sabotage comes when things are going too well. They're too kind. This job is too perfect. So you find flaws, pick fights, pull away, not because you want to lose it, but because you're terrified of the pain of losing it later. If you end it yourself, at least you're in control. If you've seen yourself in any of these patterns, congratulations. Not because you're sabotaging yourself, but because you've just taken the first step in stopping it. The question is, why is your brain doing this? The answer is stranger than you think. I want you to imagine your brain as a bodyguard, not a sleek, modern, highly trained one, but an old-school, slightly paranoid one, with outdated files and a walkie-talkie that never stops crackling. This bodyguard has one job: keep you alive, not make you happy, not make you successful, just alive. So when you're on the brink of something new, a relationship, a promotion, a creative risk, alarms start blaring. The new situation gets stamped uncertain, and to your bodyguard, uncertainty equals danger. It would rather keep you in a familiar misery than risk an unfamiliar success. Fear of failure kicks in. You've tied your self-worth to your results. If the project fails, you're not just wrong, you are wrong. So your brain convinces you to hold back effort, so you can always say, I didn't really try. Fear of success can be just as strong. Success brings visibility, responsibility, higher stakes, and if you fall from there, it's a long way down. So your brain decides it's safer to stay small. Sometimes this is fueled by low self-worth. If deep down you don't believe you deserve success, your brain will create scenarios to bring your life back down to the level it believes fits you. And then there's impostor syndrome, that constant hum of, any second now they'll find out I'm a fraud. It's exhausting, and so you self-sabotage to avoid the imagined day of exposure. The good news is, this isn't permanent wiring. Your brain learned these patterns, and anything learned can be unlearned. Overcoming self-sabotage isn't about one giant leap of courage. It's about stacking tiny wins that rewire your brain's definition of safe. The first step is the awareness audit. At the end of each day, ask yourself, when did I procrastinate, nitpick, or tear myself down today? What triggered it, and what feelings sat underneath it? Fear, anxiety, inadequacy. No judgment, no self-punishment. Just notice it like a scientist, because the moment you name it, you create space between you and the pattern. You stop being a procrastinator and start being a person who sometimes avoids work when anxious. That shift is power. The second step is the Reframe Technique. Your inner critic has been shouting for years with zero pushback. Next time it says, "You completely bombed that meeting," ask yourself, would I say this to my best friend? If not, reword it. Replace "I'm incompetent" with "I stumbled, but I made strong points, and I'll be even sharper next time." The goal isn't fake positivity, it's fairness. The kind of fairness you'd give to anyone you care about. The third step is the micro-momentum method. Fear thrives when goals feel too big, so make them ridiculously small. If your goal is write a book, your first win is write one messy paragraph. If your goal is get fit, your first win is put on your workout clothes. Every completed micro-step is a dopamine hit, a signal to your brain that this is safe. Over time, those micro-wins stack into unstoppable momentum. At the start, I asked you to picture that moment, standing on the edge of something incredible, dread whispering in your ear. The next time you're there, you'll recognize that voice for what it is, a nervous bodyguard. And instead of stepping back, you'll smile, thank it for trying to protect you, and take the step anyway, one small win at a time. So here's my challenge. Comment below with the one tiny win you'll commit to today. Because the moment you speak it, you start to own it. And when you do, the finish line stops being the place you freeze. It becomes the place you finally cross. If this story made you pause, even once, hit that subscribe button, because here at Evolvory, we don't chase hype, we build systems, we change lives, and we do it one thought at a time.